Welcome everyone to Retropalooza 2022. How we doing? Good? Glad to pack concrete. We're gonna have fun today. We're still waking up. What do you got? Breakfast burrito? What do you got over there? Pretzels, carbs to get the morning going. Iced coffee? Very nice. I wish I drank coffee. There's so much more alive right now. My name's Pat. I'm on YouTube. I got a podcast. I guess you can call me a gaming historian. Not normally a gaming historian. You can call me a gaming historian. In some aspects, I've done a couple of books. I've done a couple of documentaries on video game history, video game years. Oh, we're good. Thanks. Now we got to work with Jim's here with a spray bottle, and he used his shirt. It worked. But I think we're good right now. Yeah, we're leading off Retropalooza here. It's good to be back. I was here last year. Shopping the floor, I picked up Mario's Time Machine, big box PC game. Mario's Time Machine, I picked that up. And everything else is a sea of gray, great parts of Super, NES, and N64. It kind of just melds together in your mind's eye after doing this for so long. You got Tetris? Box copy? How much? You get a good deal on it? Okay. Not bad. Did you get a good deal? 15 bucks? Complete box Tetris? No? Not the best deal? I think it's fine. A Banjo Tooie. All right. Okay. We'll talk about our stuff we got right now. Anyone else get anything good so far?
You don't have to lay me out. I just got here.
You just got here? A Dreamcast in the box. Does it have the styrofoam? You gonna play it or you're gonna play it? Well, good. Before he gets all the deals, you gotta get out there. I mean, getting everything right now. Getting everything. What was I gonna say? It's been a busy week. I was at PRG last week, selling certain guidebooks and having fun. I entered the Blockbuster Championship. I did not win. The first round, there's only 2 rounds. The first round was 10-man Sega Saturn Bomberman. And then the first player to win 3 rounds moved on. So only 1 out of 10 moved on. Not fair. I won 1 round, I almost won 2. And I didn't move on. The game, if you qualified from that, Sunday was this game called Free Fall, which is a like homebrew, where it's like a single screen and it constantly scrolls up. It's like an endless runner, and you die if you fall below too quickly with no platform, or if it goes up. So you constantly have to walk left and right, no jumping, to get down. And there's like fruits you can collect for extra points. And it looked interesting, and I think if I got to the finals, I would have done all right. I think I would have won, but I am not good at Bomberman. Who here is like really good at Bomberman? Anyone? No one's good at Bomberman? The problem with Bomberman is like there's so much randomness in Bomberman, depending on what power-ups you get when you get onto the screen, and you pull yourself up easily, so I'm just making excuses. I want to win. That's okay. So yeah, in terms of stuff going on right now, besides the CU podcast, working on, I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 NES Punk videos this year. I'm going to try to do a Halloween one. No one cares? Okay. No one cares. Why do I do it? And then probably a Christmas one, and maybe one in between. I did 2 or 3 last year. I've been doing like 2 or 3 the past few years, and that's sort of worked out for my schedule because once I hit the new year, I'll be working a lot on the certain N64 guidebook. So that's where my time will take me, like first quarter of next year, I'll be putting that together. And then I'll be doing pre-orders on my website for that probably before the end of the year, and then Kickstarter will be next year on the book. And that'll be out probably a year from now, we'll just say, to be seen. That'll be out. So I wanted it out this year, but there's been, we've been re-editing a lot of stuff, going back through and making corrections and doing things, so it's been a longer process than I thought it would be for the N64 book. Anyone excited here for the N64 book? Yeah. Who grew up with the N64? All right, most of you, I feel it. All right, so then that's your book. That's your book. I want you all to get 1 copy at least, and 1 for your friends. There. Should it be the green for a special edition? That's interesting. It might be green. Or maybe the N64 book will be green. So yeah, the special one, we'll see. I got an idea. Well, it's definitely going to be a metallic version because there's use like a metallic version for the NES and Super. But the base color might be green, because green is one of the colors. The N64 had a green button, a red button, and a blue button, right, for the start button. So like I already did blue. Super Nintendo was purple. There's a red special edition, so it might be a green book. Might be green. So that's going to come out in a year, and then we'll see what else happens next year. I know there's stuff in the works. But that's what's been going on in my life. Having fun. I love it. But Frank's good. He's still doing his landscaping. He's still watching his Yankees and drinking his beers, and he's good. Flea Market Madness, speaking of that's going to come back next year once I have time. And I think we're going to cap it off. We're at episode 46. I think I have like 4 more episodes in me on that. I'm probably going to cap it at 50. I'm going to shoot 4 new episodes, and that'll probably be it. I hate to say, because there's like no deals at the Flea Market anymore, and there's less time, but I think 50 is a nice round number. 5s and 0s, they say in the podcast. So that'll probably happen next year. I'll go back to that. I think I did 3 or 4 episodes this year. I did a lot. I did like 7 episodes last year. So I've been catching up in the back catalog. I'm just about out of the old footage, so I think I'm going to do some new ones. Get back out there and see what it's like 6 years later, basically, because the last footage was like 2016. So we'll see. I mean, when I went to the flea market, I went with like comedian Joe DeRosa, what was that, like 2 months ago? We found stuff, even on a Saturday when it was like hot out, it was like 90 degrees, like the hottest day that I remember in San Diego. And we still found stuff at like 11 in the morning on a Saturday. And that's because it was so hot and no one was out there. But there was someone who was doing like, 3 NES games or 4 NES games for $10. And then he bought some Game Boy games. There's still people trying to get way too much for games. One person wanted like $15 for Pac-Man on the Game Boy, which is like a little bit too much. And but no, we found stuff. I found the toy chest, but it's Link and Mario on it. You see that? You see like the Ninja Turtle ones out here? Yeah. They made one for the Nintendo, the NES, and I found that like it was beat up. All I got it for $30. So who does it? Craig who? What is it? Not know? Oh, not another. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm getting all hard here. Not another. Gotcha. Yes, that's what my life's been through. Do you have any questions about anything that's been going on, or questions about what it takes to make an N64 book, or a documentary series like the video game years, or anything else? Yes. A GameCube book soon. Well, the books take years, so soon it would be a little optimistic. So, let me get the N64 book out soon and then see where I'm at, but these books take a lot out of me, and there are a lot of time and money invested in them, so let me get through this next book first, and then I'll readdress the, see what's up. Yes? Oh, you follow? Should you get an aftermarket NES or an OG NES? Okay, do you have a CRT television or an LCD? If you have an LCD, you might as well get one of the HD, like Hyperkin ones, and do that. Or if you have the money, if you can find one of the analog FPGA ones. I don't think they sell them new anymore. The NES ones, or no? They're like several $100. I think you're fine with like an HD Hyperkin or Retrobit probably. You're probably fine with that. Because if you get an LCD TV, you're gonna have to get an upscaler and worry about lag and stuff as much. So the CRT is the best though, if you can find a cheap CRT, but just get an HD Hyperkin or Retrobit for like $40, $50. They're not that much. You're good. Can't play that though right in those games. I think they put out a kit just for Duck Hunt, right? They like plug it into your game, but it's only for that game. Hyperkin did it, but just for Duck Hunt. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Retro Duo actually worth the $60 that people are asking for?
Is the Retro Duo, is that an HD one or is that the old
That's
OG one?
That's a retro good one, I think.
I did ask Ian about that. Ian probably would not say that he's a fan of that, I think. But you have, what does he have? You have the, what's the one I reviewed? The one that has the Retron 5. That one seems decent. Do they still sell that one? The Retron 5?
$200 still.
It's 200 still, didn't come down. That was good, a good solution.
I had two of those and they both broke.
Yeah, I can't hear, I'm sorry, there's like the air conditioning going on. But yeah, I don't know. Look at reviews online for that one. If Ian was here, he would tell you for sure because he used to sell them at the games.
Also, my second question, I don't know if I asked this, but are you ever going to do like a Genesis guidebook or anything from the Sega side of things?
I'm ever going to do a Genesis guidebook. I would probably say I would steer away from the Sega stuff just because I've been doing the Nintendo consoles and stick with that. But thank you. Thank you for the cookies, Jay.
No problem, sir.
Either run to Target and get those or those laying around.
Not like the flash, I was like.
Thanks, Jay. Hey, Alex. Excuse me. She always gets her shots of it. Yes. Is there any non-Nintendo console to do a book on? If I was going to pick one, I would probably do TurboGrafx 16, but if you do that, you might as well do PC Engine games. Because that's about, what, 400 games or so combined? Something like that? You probably would have to do both. Because there's not enough games, there's only 130 something North America. But yeah, one book at a time. And these books take, this book's taking 3 years to do, and it's like, I wish I just did movies, because movies you can do in like a year and a half. That's a lot easier. Yes. Ian has been in several NES Punk episodes in the past. Your eyes just lit up. I guess you haven't seen the back library. Ian's been in about Caltron 6-in-1, Anticipation, the NWC 1990 episode.
I love the Caltron.
Yeah, that's the Caltron 6-in-1 one. He's in those 3 NES cameos. There's like the 10th anniversary video. He's in the 5th anniversary video. He's in some. You got a lot of catching up to do. See, people worry about new videos. You got to see the old stuff there.
Yeah, just a quick question. I know you were trying to do
There is an app, and that's actually getting redone from scratch. I actually sold the rights to that. It's not for the public. So that's getting revamped from scratch with new features that I originally wanted in like 5-6 years ago. So that's getting revamped. And at some point, there'll probably be a Super Nintendo app for the same developer as well. But I'm not going to be directly involved with those. I'm out of the app business because it's not something I want to be in. I'm not an expert at it. You can hire someone to work on it, but then you got to trust it to work. So let's put it this way, I was never satisfied with the NES app in the past, and that's why I stopped pushing it. And people were dissatisfied with it, and it's like something I can do if the dev doesn't do the work. I have no control over it. So the rights have been converted to someone else, and they're working on it, and there'll be a big update to the NES app. Basically like a whole new version is because the app's going to come out. It was, people liked it at some point, but yeah, basically the problem with apps is to keep up with the work, because especially on the Android devices, they splinter off into different OSs and stuff, and developing apps sounds awful. Because those are going to have at least 2 versions, and you have the iOS version, you got to make sure it works on tablet, it has all this, it's bad, and I don't want to be in that business anymore. Yes? Percent support, because obviously some people, most realize that, yeah, this was bad news, some bad actors colluding. But like I said in the recent podcast, that the YouTube segment down today, yeah, I was confronted by a sealed game investor at PRGE last weekend. They came up, we had a heated conversation while I was setting up on Friday. it was witnessed by a couple of people who were waiting patiently to talk to me for like 20 minutes. And this guy was like, you need the alternative viewpoint, you need to have your podcast talk about this. I'm like, no, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to have your viewpoint on the podcast. If you want to just lure more people in to buy games because you're losing equity, because the prices are dramatically falling right now, like we predicted, because it's a bubble that popped. And it's still that they're going to continue to decline. I'm not saying they're going to go back to where they were 6-7 years ago, but they're going to go. I mean, if you follow the podcast, it was 70% drops and 80% drops over the past year on games. It's been ridiculous. Like the Super Mario Kart going for 30,000 is insane still, but when it went for 150,000, that's even more insane. So like, people don't realize, other collectors didn't realize that how ubiquitous some of these games were, and the fact that not many people care to get them sealed. It never did. Never did. And they got lured in because people with money lured in, they lost a lot of money. And yeah, they had a lot of money, don't feel bad. It's just weird to trick people in general. I don't think people should be tricked. I'm just that type of person. Even like this video, say who cares, they're rich. I'm like, nah, I don't like people getting fooled. It's dishonorable and whatever. Yes?
With Game of Life having NES coming around the corner, are you considering doing any collaborations for your final videos in the future?
Final videos, I would probably do something special for a send-off if it comes to like the final episode. I'll just say that. I have something in mind. I have a couple different ideas in mind. So I would like to end it before all my hairs are white. You know, I don't want to be 55 years old and still doing it. And plus, like, the videos don't get the views they do on YouTube. I still enjoy doing it. People still like it, but like, they used to get so much more views. The algorithm changes, people move on. There's streaming services. There's like a billion streaming services. When I started, there were no streaming services, and then there's only one, Netflix, for a long, long time. So the demographic shift, people leave YouTube, the algorithm screws with people, and then it just happens like that. There's not many old school, the first generation of game reviewers / like skit people. Besides James doing ABGN, he's like, you know, like a tradition on YouTube. He's like a pillar of it. He'll always be like, he's the guy. Besides him, there's some of us around that like, even like, you know, Derek Alexander does not do Happy Nudity anymore. He does other series. So he evolved. So like, it sort of died out. Like in general, that whole like generation of doing those videos from like, I want to say 2006 or so to like 2014, 15, like whatever you want to say, like that sort of 10-year span or so, like we're never going back to that. And people moved on and done other things. People do podcasts. James started even doing the retail reviews and rental review shows, and James would like Mondays, and I started doing a podcast. Well, Flip Art Madness has always been around, but that's sort of like a one-off thing. And then people evolve, and there used to be a time when all those skit-based videos were like the thing to do, and now they're like seen as passe. So it is what it is.
One more. With multiple platforms being out there, like TikToks and your Twitters and Facebook and other videos, have you considered, or maybe have, like cutting down your episodes to put on other platforms, little tidbits here and there to increase revenue?
I don't think my humor and what I do would transfer to TikTok generation. I don't know. I think Norm tried to do some gaming historian on TikTok, and at some point he said, "Nah, I'm just going to stop." I think at some point you have to like stop chasing what's new. I never sort of chased what was new. I never got into doing stuff I wasn't comfortable with. I wasn't getting into doing top 10 videos when they were hot like 10 years ago. Like I was like, I don't want to do content. This is not what I believe I want to do. And so you in some ways, some people feel they have to do that, to chase what's hot in order to get views, stay relevant. Thankfully, I've made decisions where I've like gotten off of YouTube in a way, so like that's not what I depend upon for revenue and for making a living. It's still part of it, but if I had to do that, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do, let's put it this way. I probably wouldn't be here if I was chasing all those trends like 10 years ago. I wouldn't be known for anything. I'd just be another guy making videos on YouTube. That makes sense. But thankfully the podcast helped. I was doing a podcast before podcasts were hot. So I was like, get in early, I got in early. Yes. podcast over the past week. I don't know if you listened to the past podcast? Okay. Oh, okay. So, G4 unfortunately is one of those things where it had its time in the sun a past generation ago, and it went off the air in 2012 due to low ratings. And there's a reason why it went off the air due to low ratings, because YouTube existed, and game trailers at the time. Like when you got your news, it was up to the minute. Like then, websites like IGN, GameSpot. In the past 10 years, how many other ones have gone out of business? GameSpot was around 10 years ago. There was like other ones. US Gamer, am I missing out on some ones? So the point is that like, it's hard to resurrect something when its time has already passed. And I feel bad for everyone that lost their jobs. But at some point, it's going to end it, because the younger generation, they're not watching cable TV anymore. Like cable TV is going to die out, if not the boomer generation, but my generation, like Gen X and like older millennials. I don't have cable TV, I have YouTube TV, which is kind of like cable, but not, because like this is Comcast funded G4. Comcast is one of the main, like Comcast, Cablevision, they're like the main cable providers throughout the US. Spectrum's another one, I think. So like, Comcast funds this, they put it on their channels, but like, the generation that wants that content are not on Comcast. They don't have that. That's an older generation. So no one's watching it on cable TV. You can't get revenue, you can't get advertisers to justify the cost. And that's all it comes down to, is just, can you justify the cost? I don't think Roku, Gerard's fine. Gerard's here, by the way. I love Gerard. And he'll be all right. I hear you. But no, what killed G4 originally was people going to the internet. The internet killed G4. Frank watched G4 back in the day. I never watched it. Like, why would I wait till late at night to get my news? Like you're watching traditional. It's the same way like how it used to be like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock news. You'd watch it once a day on your local channel. That got killed by the news cycle. Now it's all, you know, it was CNN, and now you just go online and get news instantly. So like, why would you wait until once in a day to watch news that's already 10 hours old? It's the same thing with G4. Oh, I thought you were going to say something, ask me something controversial. Like, oh, what are you going to ask me? Yes. Is the ratio, what's the ratio for the N64? Well, the NES has the worst ratio of bad to good games, just because there are so many unlicensed games. And not all, but a chunk of them, especially probably the non-Tengen ones, like the Color Dreams ones and the American game cartridges, 8 games, like most of those are bad. Most of those are not going to hit even like average. On the N64, there's not a lot of games that are, there's no games that are broken. There are some bad games though, but not many hit like 1 star or below. They're like a 1.5 or 2 star below average. There's only like maybe 3 or 4 games that are just like, this game was almost unplayable, but there's no broken games. Like there's broken games on the NES. Super Nintendo, there's only like a couple of games that are like kind of broken, like Pit Fighter. I give that a half star, but there's no like bombs. There's no games that are just like, well, this game I can't function. Like the NES. So N64, the ratio is probably more like a lot of games that are like 2 to 3 stars, 3.5, and then you get those classic games that are 5 stars. But every console has about, like the NES I think had 25-star games we rewarded. Super Nintendo was probably about that amount as well. And then N64, might be around that amount. Maybe a little less because there's less, there's only 400 games versus 750, 800. And we're doing the Japanese exclusives as well, going all out. Because why do I need to sleep? How do you cover that? Well, you can still play through and see all the features, right? You can still see all the functionality. You know, it's almost like having, well, I guess Civilization has been, but there's some other games that don't right? You can still, like how do you review a puzzle game like Tetris without reading it? You can still review it without reading it. As long as you get enough of the feel for the game, right? I think that's pretty much how it went. What was more probably though was like either finding someone that was somewhat fluent in Japanese or using translation tools. There's one game, there's an adventure game, like a mystery horror game on like a ghost ship that came out in Japan. I can't remember the name of it. And it's like a choose your own adventure thing, but it's all, just about all text choices. And there used to be, we looked online and went, wow, this is gonna be rough. So they have, there's emulators that do have like the overlay to like using machine learning, like how Google Translate does it. That does exist, but there used to be a walkthrough online that someone translated every single multiple choice and all the results. So we fortunately had to have someone go through and play through the game, probably took like 10 to 12 hours, getting the translations for every choice, and playing enough of the game and finishing enough to do a good review of it. Like it's just a text game in Japanese. So that was a challenge for a lot of the Japanese games. It was just like there's just a lot of games that heavily you need to be fluent in Japanese. Not even just a little bit of Japanese, but like a lot. Thankfully, the Japanese games I reviewed were Disney DDR. I did that one, and I got the pad. And then I did Sin and Punishment, which thankfully, all the menus are in Japanese. The cutscenes and everything else is in English. So that was interesting. The voice acting is in English in that, so that's pretty cool. So you can actually follow their really strange story. Anyone here ever played the original Sin and Punishment on 64? That's just the wackiest plot, right? I can't even tell you the plot. Oh, you played it on the virtual library on the Wii, maybe? Yeah, it's just one of the many other sort of problems with doing these books is like making sure that you have accurate reviews and people review them. Well, if you're doing Japanese games, you gotta make sure they understand Japanese enough at least to play through them. And that's the extra hard work. And that's why I'm a crazy person for doing it. So we got about, let's see, these panels can't get on the dot because the next one's at 12, Gerard. I'm sure he'll get you 4 questions. Be easy on him if you're going to answer. He just lost his show. Nice. About it. Yeah, one more question.
So more of a modern game question. Do you have an opinion on the rampant cheating in online games?
Do I have an opinion on the rampant cheating? I think it's deplorable how people cheat. Like, I never cheat that like that.
Should there be repercussions to the companies?
To the companies?
That, make the cheats, or even the companies that don't?
Oh, one got in trouble. Didn't one company get in trouble in the past year? They got sued for selling a cheat tool?
Yeah, Activision suing some company in Germany.
Yes. Yeah, go after them. If they're breaking your terms of service of the games.
On a legislative side, should...
Legislative? I don't know if people
the
care.
amount of money that's being transferring hands and, online gaming and the competitiveness of it,
I don't know if we're going to see legislation in our government or something like that. Things happen sooner in Europe, especially with stuff like loot boxes and gambling mechanics, or surprise mechanics, as EA calls it. I don't think we'd have the political will to, who's going to draft the bill to, go after game cheating, to who cares. But it happens, even happens in competitive games, right? It happens in the chess that we talked about a couple weeks ago on the podcast. People cheating in online chess, it's ridiculous. So we got about 15, 20 minutes. We could do a play the punk challenge. We could, you guys can fight each other for a prize. I'm giving out digital download codes of the book, where you can get a Pat and Frank sticker as a consolation prize. You want to do a little challenge here? Woo! Don't be too excited. I know it's early still. I'm leading this off today. People are probably still filing in. Yeah, we might cut the lights up front at least, right? Keep on the back. Thanks so much. All right, I'm gonna hop on down and break an egg. Break a hit because I'm old now. Unless you want me to do any NES Punk videos until like 7. Just be like, hey, okay. I'll still have the wacky here. I'm gonna jump down. I'm just all right. Blinded by this. How far am I sticking out? I can't get feedback. I'll stay here. There we go. This is perfect. All right. Who wants to play the punk or play each other? It's called Play the Punch Out. I stopped challenging people because I had won like 99% of the time. And I only lost like 2 or 3 times in like 12 years doing this. I'm undefeated at Double Dragon above the Deathmatch challenge, by the way. I tied Cedric and Craig, who was so dead. I just tied. We did a double KO. All right, who wants to play? Who wants to come and be up first? All right, you in the back? Who has not asked a question? Who's talking about asked a question? Come on up. Come on up. All right, and one of you's going to get the awful controller, unfortunately. I only have one first-party controller. So, all right, I'll check right here. All right, so you guys are standing over there. What's your name? Yes. On this side, though. Yeah, this way from the projector. What's your name? Derek. Derek, give it up for Derek and Terry. Give it up for him. Let's do a little. Okay, why is this coming? Oh, this is the first player. Is this the first player? This is the second player, but it's functioning. Let's do. How about a pro wrestling match? That might take too long. How about ice hockey? The first to 3 goals. There you go. We'll do that. All right, come on up. Say Derek. Thank you. Derek and Terry. This end, this side. Here. That's the first player. Second player. Okay. So press select or start. Go back to the menu. First player. Is that not working? Is this controller not working? Try now. All right, we have a bad control. There we go. Select. Oh my God. Okay, we'll switch controllers. Okay. So Henry, Terry's first player now. Terry's first player. Derek is second player. All right, pick your team. Doesn't matter. Go speed on 3 or 4 or 5. Yeah, pump it up. 4, and then just hit start. All right, Terry's Team USA, and Derek is Canada. My water bottle. All right, let's go. All right, hit edge. Well, let's go. All right, let's do it. All right, Terry's blue, Derek is green. All right. Harry is blocked there. Here comes Terry with the skinny guy. Didn't shoot it. Derek is holding the puck. Oh, here comes a big guy. Oh, almost. Nice save by Derek there. Okay, the other one shoots it, I think, was it he shoots it, 8 passes? If I was playing Eden, I would have had 10 goals already by now. You see it in the marathons. That's true. There we go, there's one. Uh-oh. Right. Terry's up 1-0. Big boy's got it. Oh, gave it away. Never got the medium size to the skinny. All right. You want to try the shot when you're close to the net there. There's 2. Terry's got 2. One more seals the deal. And Terry's come back. Oh, that seals it. Give it up. Derek, you win you get a consolation prize. Here's a Pat sticker. Terry, you win a download code for a certain Super Nintendo download. All right. Thanks so much for playing. Who's next here at the Play the Punk Challenge? Good time for a couple more here. Who has not asked a question yet? Make it fair. Blue shirt, come on up. Who wants to challenge? No one wants to challenge? No one? His arm came up first. I'll get you next time. All right, what's your name? Carlos. What's your name?
My name is Tom.
Carlos versus Tom. Give it up for Carlos and Tom. Let's do something fun. Let's do a karate chant. How about we do that? That might take a bit. Let's see. Karate chant. First karate chant. There we go. All right, this side. Corner on this side. Carlos will be player 1. Tom player 2. Hit select and start. Let's go. Carlos is in a white key. Colin's in the reddish key. This is a tough one to play without the dual joysticks in the arcade. If you know how to play this, it actually makes sense. Oh, jumping back kick, I missed that. Wow. You did do it. It's the first to like 3 full points in this. All right. It's your chance. It's your chance, Carlos. Back's turn. It's your chance. Oh! Punch right in the butt. Reverse punch. Oh, jumping back.
Wait, no input.
No input. We got it. Can you pause the game? Try now. Good?
Okay, good.
Alright, we're going to switch the controller. Can you pause it again? Try this controller. This is what happens when you don't go with good old tried and true NES controllers from Nintendo. You get this, you try this Mega Man one here. Okay. Alright, let's try that.
That's awesome.
Alright, ready? Alright, here we go.
Okay, good. Okay, go for it.
Go for it. Oh. Right, that front kick. Right it. Oh! So you got a half point, Colin, but it's like Carlos has a full point of 1-0. Oh! Kick in the tush. Let's get a jump kick here. Oh, turn around, you turn back around, and you're going to jump. Oh, jumping back kick. Wow. What's up? Up. Judge. White gets a second. Is that it? That's it. Good game, everyone. And now you're going to get hit by Colin. All right, Colin, here's a frame sticker constellation. Carlos, you're going to get knocked out. You win a download code for the Super Nintendo phone. We got time for one more. Thanks, everyone. We got one more. And let's see what we can do here. Maybe we can do the Abobo Deathmatch Challenge, my favorite here. Who wants to do the Abobo Deathmatch Challenge? Anyone who hasn't done this before? All right, you in the back in the reddish shirt. Who else wants to play? Any volunteers? If you have friends, you want to play? All right. This is my favorite game. This is the one I'm undefeated at. What's your name? Henry? Aaron? Henry versus Aaron. Get up for Henry and Aaron. We'll start this up. Okay, start the game. Henry and Aaron? Is it Hank Aaron? That's funny. All right. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Ready? Hit the A or start button when you're ready, Henry, and we're gonna go. My favorite, play the pump challenge game. Henry will be on the left in blue shorts, and then Aaron's in the purplish shorts on the right. Get that bubble, yeah, hand clap. All right. There's a headbutt move, there's charge attacks. Up. I love it. There's combos, this is great. For 1988, this was the stuff right here. Henry's up by 1.2. Oh, nice clap combo on the ears. No strategy here, they're just going at it. This is a war of attrition right now. All right, Henry's down. Oh, comes from behind there. Henry, you win a download code for a certain Super Nintendo guidebook. Aaron, you win a patent sticker. There you go. Thank you so much, both of you. Well, this was fun, everyone. Appreciate it. I'll be at my booth, the last row, next to the Normal Gaming Store. If you want to come out and say hi, you can stick around with Gerard next up if you want as well. Thanks for coming out to this Retropalooza. I appreciate it.